Hello, I'm Jennifer.
I'm Megan.
And I'm Caitlin. We are 3 members of the care coordination team at Friends Life Care. We'd like to tell you about how Friends Life Care can help out with referral services. And we will share an example of how referrals have made a difference for 2 amazing individuals who are Friends Life Care members. Your care coordinator is an expert in resources that keep you feeling your best as you age in place. These resources include, but are not limited to, professional services such as financial planning or legal help, grocery and pharmacy delivery, healthcare services such as the purchase of necessary medical equipment, and wellness and socialization support, such as nutrition specialists, exercise classes, or socialization opportunities.
The care coordination team meets twice a month. At these meetings, the teams share information about helpful resources so we stay current on available services. The care coordination department maintains information on many community resources. If you have a specific need, please contact your care coordinator. If he does not have something listed, we will help research for you and direct you to an organization that might be able to assist. A reminder that all fees for such additional services are your responsibility. However, your care coordinator is available to connect you to these resources to alleviate the stress of searching independently and assist you with planning. Think of us as your own personal search engine. If you know resources you think other members could benefit from, we welcome you to share the information. We often share resources based on positive member experiences.
We'd like to introduce you to Ted and John. They will share information about how Friends Life Care referrals were helpful to them.
Hi, John and Ted. It's great to be talking to you today about resources and referrals. Can you share some examples of how different resources and referrals from Friends Life Care have been helpful to you?
I'd like to talk about the safety audit.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of my thing. I'm an engineer and I take safety very seriously. As part of my career, safety was incredibly important. And I think one of the big wake-up calls initially when we started with Friends was getting the care coordinator, and I think she brought an associate to flag issues in our home where that could create unsafe conditions. Of course, there were always things like rugs that need to be taped down, grab rails in the showers, and also flagging a variety of barriers that I was not aware would cause a problem should one of us need to use a wheelchair or be using a walker. So some of those things I was able to fix right away. We dutifully followed every one of the safety recommendations, but also the safety recommendations for the barriers helped me get ramps installed. If you want to talk about
we have a little step about 2 inches to get into the bathroom. So we didn't think anything of it, but she said, you better take care of that. So Ted found a company that made what would you call those ramps to get up there, one from each side. So it's easier walking. I don't use the wheelchair in the house. I don't even use the cane in the house, but it's really safe to have that now and for the future.
Yeah, and I'll touch on something there too, is that with care coordination, the beauty of it is not a one-way street. Our care coordinator listens to us when we say, hey, we found this resource. For instance, some of these ramps that I needed to put in had to be custom height. And I found a fabricator actually run by a gentleman who became a quadriplegic as a result of a terrible accident. And they will make any ramps of any kind. They'll solve all kinds of accessibility problems. So besides receiving a lot of good information from our care coordinator, she was really interested in, hey, what can I learn from my patients to help other people? So I think that's a very important part of the kind of recommendations, is that we benefit from other patients telling their care coordinators how they have solved problems. And so since all of that goes back to Friends Life Care, we have a lot of confidence that should something come up, there are lots of resources beyond what our care coordinator may know herself.
Can you talk a little bit more about how the modifications and equipment that you brought into your home helped to not only keep you safe, but helped enhance your wellness?
Yeah, we have two stair glides, one going downstairs to our gym in the first level, and then one coming up to the second level where we are now. That's my studio. We're in my studio right now, and it serves as a studio, laundry room, all-purpose room. And then, so the stair glides really, really helped. So I can get around up. I don't have to worry about the stairs. And then I can get down to the gym and get some exercise.
Yeah, that was a huge recommendation from Friends Life Care. I don't think I would have known what to do. I would not have known what to do because we have a house that it's a relatively small row house, and the stairs are narrow and they're steep. And our Friends Life Care coordinator directed me to go to Acorn. And I had 48 hours to get them installed when John was going to be discharged from the hospital. And lo and behold, they were out the next day, and the glides were in the day after that. And the day after that, John came home from the hospital.
Yeah.
So that's been a major, I don't think you wouldn't have been able to be discharged. John would have wound up in a nursing home.
Yeah.
Had those glides not come in, and that was from Friends.
That's scary.
Yeah,
That's
Friends said, yeah, Acorn will do it. Just
Yeah.
tell them it's an emergency, unless there's some strange thing that happens. And also having the stair glide in to get you to the gym, so he could do his rehab, was hugely important. I don't know where we would be without that.
Yeah, I was there today with our physical therapist. So, and we've got a wonderful gym. It's got about 15 pieces of equipment. So it's really adds to your quality of life.
Oh, I thought of another thing. When John had shoulder replacement, there were very specific kinds of handles. That there's one that goes like under the mattress, and there were some other things. So when we told our care coordinator that John was having shoulder replacement, she immediately got us in touch with an excellent DME provider who has his own truck. He's got a first name. You can call him up and say, hi, I need this. My care coordinator told me to ask for XYZ. And lo and behold, the equipment was there. I think it was the next day. He's gotten us
all kinds of supplies for the bedroom.
Yeah, handle for the bed, handles for the toilet and bathroom, walkers, canes.
Yep, canes and walkers, and the little what do we call the push thing?
Oh yeah, the transfer chair.
Yeah.
You are coming up with so many great examples. Thank you for sharing them. You've talked a little bit about how this works, but can you just explore a little bit more? Once your coordinator gives you some information, what do you need to follow up? Do you usually make the calls, or how has that worked? When the coordinator gives you some suggestions, what usually happens after that?
Since I was the one who was doing a lot of this, although John was able to order some stuff himself, is that all we have to say is, hey, our care coordinator from Friends Life Care referred us to you. Here are the things that we need. Can you help us out? and just they know, you know, the quality of care that their patients receive from Friends Life Care. They know that there's been a professional referral, and so it takes it to a different level. I feel like we get much better treatment and care from some of these providers because yes, you know, they're working for us, but really on the back end is Friends Life Care that has our back.
Yeah.
And we're not just calling, you know, out of the blue.
And they know that they need to satisfy Friends Life Care members.
Yeah, they're very attentive because they know that the referrals from Friends Life Care are extremely valuable. And so it's nice because with friends, you never feel like you're on your own.
Yeah, we really do cultivate our network of supports. I'm so glad that that's been your experience. You've shared a little bit that you also have found your own resources and then shared them with your coordinator. Can you give a couple more examples of things that you've identified on your own that then you've been able to share?
We have 3 steps leading up to our house, and you never think of these things as a barrier until, you know, frankly, it's too late. And when we had the stair glides put in, the people at Acorn, and it also may have been our care coordinator, pointed out that these straight down steps to the sidewalk, there's no way to put a ramp on them. Should we need that? And so, or an outdoor stair glide. So that gave me, thank goodness that was flagged because that was a huge construction project. I had to hire concrete workers to turn the steps so that they go down next to our house so that if we ever need to have a ramp, that's possible. But more than that, since I had the information ahead of time about the barrier that our steps caused, I was able to have the contractor embed electrical conduit into the pour for the steps so that we future-proofed our front steps. Not only are they now turned, but there's electrical out there so that if we needed an outside stair lift, it could easily be installed. But that's an example of something where, thank goodness, we didn't need that access right away. But now I feel very confident. And maybe I'll also add about the ramps. Do you want to talk about the ramp? Because we needed one at the front door.
Oh, you mean
to get in?
Yeah, the slope, the little light. Yeah, front door and the bathroom. We have little, it's not a big one, but it's a tiny step. So Ted found this company that made those ahead of time, sent them out, took all the measurements. Ted took the measurements. So now we can go straight out our front door, and it's even with the little, what do you call it, like a little landing out there.
Yeah, even a detail with the landing that friends also flagged is, besides there being a small, like a 3-inch barrier on the inside, the outside of the door had its own step before our steps even began. So I knew to tell the contractor, okay, the slab at the top has to be level with this so that there's no barrier. And, you know, God forbid I had done this, I think, without friends' input, the stairs would have been turned, but then there would have been another 3-inch step that couldn't have been fixed. So, you know, I think a lot of this was with friends. We've gotten a lot of good information about how to make our house accessible in the future, but also we've been incredibly lucky to get the information that we need to make our house accessible when there was a time issue. So it worked on, I think, both of those for both of those instances, future proofing and what we needed at the time.
And we've been incredibly lucky to have an engineer in our family.
Oh yeah, but engineers are they're only as good as their information. I don't know anything about accessibility.
Yeah,
but
you can kind of scope it out. Yeah.
Once I got the spec, I knew what to do. But if I didn't get that, I wouldn't have known what to do. I think Friends Life Care has been one of the absolute best decisions we have ever made, ever.
Yeah.
We are just so fortunate to have you folks in our corner.
And we're so happy that you're part of the Friends Life Care community.
If you are looking for a community resource, remember that Friends Life Care is part of your network. We are happy to share resources and referrals. Please count Friends Life Care among your support.